All right, so we're going to quickly review number lines and number line operations. So one of the first things that we need to cover when it comes to number lines is which direction is positive and which direction is negative. So you can see that on this number line, the right side is going to be the positive. You can see all of my numbers to the right of 0 are positives. And the farther right you get, the bigger the number. If it was temperature, it would be hotter, warmer. Okay, these are bigger numbers over here. And then to this side of the number line, everything to the left of 0 is negative. And the further left we get, the smaller the number becomes. And then again, if it was temperature, it would be colder. Okay, so 0 is our middle, and 0 does not have a positive or negative value. Okay, so -2 is colder than -1 and smaller. So -6 is the smallest number, and +6 is the largest number on this number line. Okay, so make sure that you know that the right is positive and that the left is negative, just like on a coordinate plane, same concept. Okay, all right, and then the next thing we want to talk about is that occasionally on the STAR test, they will give you a number line that does not go from whole number to whole number. They'll give you a number line that looks like this. It's not labeled, and what you really need to pay attention to is where does it start? It starts at 0, and where does it end? So you can see that this doesn't go to a whole number. This actually ends at 0.5. So I know that I like all my decimals to look like money, so I'm gonna make a second decimal place so that I have a 0, like $0, and then I have a 50 cents. And then that way I know that 50 cents is half, okay? And then I can kind of go from there. What would I count by to get to 50 cents? Well, I know I could count by, let's try 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm not looking for 10 cents, I'm looking for 50. So let's try 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Again, I'm not looking for 25, I'm looking for 50. So we could try 3, 3, 6, 9, 12. That's 15, not 50. So let's try 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that actually works out, and I'm gonna go ahead and label what I know. Again, anytime I write a decimal, I always make my decimal look like money, so it'll have 2 decimal places. So even though this is just 0.1, I know that I want it to look like money so that I can compare later. Okay, this is 0.2, so on and so forth. Okay, so make sure that when you're looking at a number line, you really pay attention to what they're counting by and what they start at and what they end at. Okay? So one of the ways that they're going to give you numbers on a number line is they're going to give you improper fractions. So remember, we never work with improper fractions. We are going to label our cowboy and our horse, and we are going to get rid of those improper fractions immediately. So in this case, I have 24 divided by 8. So I'm going to come over here. 24 is my cowboy, boots and hat. 8 is my horse. So 8 does not go into 2, but it goes into 24 3 times. Okay, so 8 times 3 is 24. I zero out, and I have reached my decimal. This fraction is negative, so it's going to stay negative. So instead of this messy improper fraction, it is much easier to find -3 on my number line. Okay? So then let's try this one. I have 30 over 6. 30 is my cowboy, boots and hat. 6 is my horse. 6 does not go into 3, but it goes into 30 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. I zero out, and I have reached my decimal. So this actually equals +5. So again, much easier to graph a +5 on my number line than it is to mess with this improper fraction. Okay? All right. And then the next thing we want to talk about is the comparison of 0.05 versus 0.5. So a lot of times when they're asking you to plot points and decimals and fractions and percents on number lines, we always want to turn them into decimals. But more importantly, we really want to make our decimals look like money, like we talked about up here. Okay, and the reason for that is a lot of times students get these two numbers confused. But if I line them up like money, so this one's already like money, but this one is not. So if I make this one look like money and add the 0 at the end, this is 50 cents. And this right here is just 5 cents. So which one is greater? Would you rather have 5 cents or 50 cents? I think we all know we would want more money, 50 cents. So make sure you don't get these confused. If it helps, line them up where you stack your decimals. So 0, 5, or 5, 0. Okay, remember the tenths place is bigger. All right, and then if we were to graph these on our number line, one thing you need to focus on is that 0.05 is going to be over here in between 0 and 10 cents. Okay, right? 0.05 is our 5 cents. But 50 cents is right here in the middle. Okay, so again, the further right you go, the bigger the number. So clearly 50 cents is greater than 5 cents. These are just some things to look for when it comes to the STAR test.